Oh, I see it. It's live.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Fallout. We're going to discuss everything Big Brother Canada Season 4 that's happened in the past week. I'm BB Can Source, and
I'm Matthew Rice. I'm filling in today.
he was a little not prepared but
Yeah,
we're ready. We've got this.
we're ready. We got it.
No technical difficulties anymore.
Yeah.
So what are you making of the season so far?
So far, I don't know. To be honest, I feel like it's been, I don't know, a little bit of a slow start, but I think people are starting to get into it and everything. Um, Levita, I don't know about her, but she's making it interesting, that's for sure.
We're definitely going to talk Levita.
Yeah.
So we have our first two evicted house guests, Shari and Paige. Where do you think they went wrong in their games to put them in the current position that they're in?
I just think they were seen as kind of weak. They weren't choosing, well, Paige wasn't really choosing a side, but I mean, it's only the first week, so you can't really, a lot of people are kind of just floating at that point. But Shari, and with Shari, it's obvious she was like too close to Levita, and Levita was kind of on a little rampage, and she just like was like her follower pretty much, so kind of shot her in the foot in the end. She wasn't the biggest target, but she was like the next biggest thing. So
it kind of made her a target.
Exactly, that's it though. Like, you want to keep the biggest target around because then it's off your back.
Why are we not seeing a strong woman actually get out a guy first week?
I don't know. I think that's like seen as too threatening. Like didn't they try to Big Brother Canada 16, like, right? Or no, not Canada, like the US version. Didn't they try making an all girls alliance first, and then like it just backfired? And like I think, I don't know, people have a problem with it, and like they see it as like an independent woman can be a very like threatening thing. So like I think that's why kind of people have been kind of falling back. And Levita's, I feel like, tried it, but who knows? She's like, now she's like, oh, I'm kind of like too scared to make a big move. I don't want blood on my hands anymore. But at the beginning, she was like all full force, and she was like, we need to get these people out, blah, blah, blah. But I guess she did target two girls. So
Yeah, and I think that with that being said, the girls this season are catty bitches.
they are.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, that's so true, actually. Kelsey,
Goes,
Christine.
like, for instance, they flipped the vote on Levita first week. That was a
Yeah.
bold move to make.
Yeah.
It really solidified what we're getting ourselves into for the rest of the season, because
Definitely.
usually the first few weeks we have a very tied, unanimous vote usually, and it showed them that they're not afraid to like actually make some moves.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
I kind of feel bad for Paige because she fell victim to it. Told you're a pawn. Don't ever believe you're a pawn. You can always go home. Don't just lay down.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
And this international twist, Tim and Nikki, what do you think they're bringing to the game?
I don't know. I think they're bringing definitely a funny side to it. I think that's how the audience voted, and I think, I don't know, but like we were talking about earlier, just I think Tim is kind of a big surprise, like mentally. Like I think he's really showing like himself through diary rooms and everything about how like actually aware he is of the game. So I think he is so he could be like a big underdog in it all, and I think he could pull it out in the end. Nikki is just funny, and I think she adds some like comedy relief to the show, definitely. But I think it's like interesting. I've never really heard of it being done, so something new and something to kind of like keep on the side, I
It
guess.
kind of really put our format on another level.
Yeah, definitely, because it doesn't look like we're just following anymore or anything. And I mean, like, we were always trying to stand out, but I think this twist really kind of like it's establishes us as one of the main ones, definitely.
And since we are kind of a newer format too, I mean, it's us showing that we're not afraid to bring others into our game. And I think it opens it up for maybe some Canadian house guests to maybe get into the US house or vice
Exactly. Yeah.
versa. It's going to really
Yeah.
help build the relationships with the fans.
Definitely, like kind of a free trade, kind of no border thing, right?
Absolutely. Um, are you sad that Chase didn't get in?
To be honest, yeah, he was like you said, an all-star and everything, but I don't really, he wasn't too memorable to me, and like I just I think Tim is like such a character, and it's like really enjoyable to have him in the house. Like I was talking with one of my friends, and she said like he was her favorite, and like he's definitely one of my favorites so far. And Nikki just adds drama, and everyone loves drama, so like I I think I don't know if what he would have really added to it as much. Like I feel like he would have been more serious going into it, but like and
I
maybe
think he would
more
have
of a
maybe had
player.
a little bit of a leg up on Tim and Nikki.
Yo, definitely, yeah. Because we have the same format as the US, whereas they don't.
Yes.
So
But Tim is wild and crazy. His antics in Big Brother Australia were enough to make him like a huge fan favorite. I mean,
hmm
who goes and nominates themselves during?
yeah.
You only do that if you're positive you're not going to go out the door.
Oh, definitely. You're very, very sure. And I think he knew the fans liked him, so I think he's a very confident and very aware kind of guy, and I think that really will help him in the game too. So
Let's move on. I have an alliance chart made by 89 Razor Skate. He is the best source on the net on Twitter to actually give you all your alliances. We're going to go over them as a list. I've got a huge list. They're already
okay,
popping up, but let's start with this trio that doesn't have a name. It's Joel, Levita, and Mitchell.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that one's like a real one. You know how like they do like let's make this alliance and like it'll
Do
further
you
our
think it's
game.
going to actually help any of their game?
No, I don't think so. So
So we're not counting on that one working very well.
no. And I feel like Mitch and Joel are so up in the air of where they're at, and they're playing the middle right now. They wouldn't stand by Levita if she was to go.
I think they're ready to throw her under the bus next
Oh,
week if they
definitely.
have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially because she is not the most stable person in the house at the moment.
Not at all.
Let's talk about the third wheel alliance. We have
Raul.
Raul, Kelsey, and Jared.
I don't know. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of all those guys right now, but
Do
I
you
don't
think it's
know.
helping them so far? With given
I
they
don't know
were
if
in
it's.
power last week and they
Yeah,
decided to make a bold move and take out Shari.
yeah. I don't know if like maybe it might have helped them like get to this point, definitely. And I think they've established like they're established as a couple of the strong players, but I think that they don't work well together. Like we saw that little clip of Kelsey telling everyone like how they should have got Levita out, where she wasn't actually gunning for that, and Jared wanted it all along, and Raul's kind of just sitting there as the third wheel, just not really putting his 2 cents in, and I
I
think
think
he's
that's
just
kind of why they're called the third
yeah,
wheel.
no, definitely, and it's a perfect name for them, definitely. But I think Jared's gonna get pretty fed up with kind of Kelsey and her antics, and I think
Well, I know that this week I have seen over the live feeds. I think I don't recall who told them, but someone told Jared, and Twitter, if you're out there, tell me who it was, to actually keep Kelsey in check.
hmm, I don't know who it was.
I don't know. I'm not positive as to who it was, but someone actually went and was like, hey, keep her in check.
Hmm. Oh, I think I did hear about that, but I'm not too sure who it was. That's
Now, the Third Wheel Alliance has a current deal with Levita right now to work with her
yeah.
until July. Do you think that's going to stand?
I don't know. I think her showing that she didn't put them up or any of them up kind of does show that she's kind of solidified that with them, but I feel like Kelsey could throw her under the bus at any minute. So it really depends who gets into power next week. Like if I don't know, for instance, somebody that like I don't know, Levita's closer with, then they're gonna stand behind Levita, say, we made that deal. But I feel like if they get the chance and they hear the other guests, house guests' point of view, I feel like they may throw her under the bus. And really, they have nothing to like. I mean, Levita has no friends, and if Levita goes, she goes. She's not in jury or anything yet, so
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And then you, of course, have Kelsey, Rel, and they're calling themselves Cal,
yeah,
and Chelsea, which are there's like the two little alliances together.
yeah,
And the thing is, too, someone just pointed out on Twitter, David, he said that Kelsey is always going to target Levita.
yeah. I think they will. They're two different. I don't know, like two different. There's just very stubborn people, I think, and I don't think they'll ever get along, no matter how hard they try. So they're both outspoken too. So I don't see it really working ever in the end. And she probably will gun for her all the time.
All the time. And I think Raul also will go and nominate
Oh
Levita.
yeah, because I think he'll just do whatever Kelsey says. He kind of seems like that kind of person. So from what I've seen, I'm not like
From what you've seen.
making any
Yeah,
judgment calls or anything.
I kind of agree. I mean, what is he doing anyway?
I don't know.
They're playing very emotional, and I think that's
Oh,
not
they are. That's what I've noticed too. There's like, and I think Jared said that like this is a mental game and it's like about strategy. And Kelsey's playing it all by emotion. It's emotionally driven, and like same with Levita. Levita's very emotionally driven, and that's just never ends well.
yeah, I don't think it ends well at all. Why is my trying to just figure out why I have no camera?
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
noticed it too.
there's Pala's. There's also this alliance that's pretending to be after each other when they're actually working together. It's Dallas Ramsey and Maddie.
Yeah, I don't know. They're I don't know, but I swear they were pointed out last episode too. So I mean, but there is the two powers, and I think it's been established that those two are kind of the two sides, and you got to pick one. So I don't know.
It's interesting to actually think about how that's going to work.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
the next alliance I wanted to talk about too was Tim and Nikki Tiki.
Yeah, I like that one. I don't know because I could see them definitely going to the end. That's for sure. Because I feel like they're both, like I said, well, Tim's playing dumb, and when we really know he isn't, and then Nikki just is
Is
a
done.
little, yeah. So I mean, she's the one to take to the end with because you're gonna win, and Tim is the one that you keep around because you think he's this trustworthy, kind of like oblivious kind of guy, and like I honestly see him pulling out in the end, and he's gonna take Nikki with him. So that would be interesting. Big Brother Canada with two international
So your twist
finalists. But
makes it to the end, final
yeah,
two. That'd be
yeah,
really interesting.
that
Then
would.
there's the four aces: Kelsey, Jared, Raul, and Cassandra.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I don't know. I don't really see that one being a long lasting one either. I feel like Cassandra's like I don't know. Do you remember Victoria from Big Brother like US
Yeah, she
16 or
actually
whatever?
really, 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 really reminds me of her.
Yeah, that's who she reminds me of. So I
Yeah.
don't see her she could probably make it to the very end, but I don't see her trying to make any game plays or moves. But
She's really, really smart.
yeah,
And I think that could come in handy. But I
Yeah,
also
definitely.
think this week she's kind of been playing a little on the hard, hard, too quick, too fast kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah, because she was one of the candidates go up, and like she's definitely, or yeah, so like I don't know, she could go either way at this point, and it's really up to her, I guess. I don't know which one will like benefit her in the
Which one's
end,
gonna
but
overthrow kind of
yeah,
thing.
but we'll see.
Yeah. Then there's also, but like, I guess Cassandra is thinking that the four aces are what got her, the association is what got her in her current position.
Hmm. Uh, I could see it happening too. That probably is a big reason. I don't know. Like I said, it's so up in the air right now because people. Levita was just like tossing who she's gonna put up this week, and I think everyone's kind of. Why would I be targeted? Well, it's like she's trying to find a side to play here, and I don't know if like playing the middle is ever gonna benefit. So you got to put the blame somewhere, and like maybe that's where.
I think that could be exactly where the situation she is currently in maybe got her.
Yeah, exactly. So
This is insanity right now.
it's all good. We can still hear you. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Most
I
important.
feel like everything's come between me and this show.
Oh yeah, they're just trying. It's like the world doesn't want you to work out, but it will.
So, working together to go against the majority are Joel, Mitchell, and the brothers. What do you think of
Yeah.
that?
I don't know. I like Mitch is just playing it cool, which is like I think it's fine to do the first couple of weeks. I think he's in a good place, so I think he's okay, and I think Joel's okay too. I think the brothers. I think they'll always have a target on them because they are like a 2-for-1. So I think they're always kind of gonna be like I don't know a target, but I could see them kind of coming together and kind of like manipulating people into like coming to the I don't know the underdog side, I guess. So I definitely see like Mitch making personal like relationships with everyone and him being kind of an influence on what decisions are made later on. Same with Joel. So if they can kind of make like an alliance together, maybe that would work out for them. So
And it might not.
yeah, there it definitely could not too. So because then there's there's that other part where like they don't have a foundation of like where what side they're on, and that could just make them an instant target too. But I don't know. I kind of see Mitch and Joel going pretty far. The brothers, I'm not too sure about yet though.
We'll get into them because
Okay.
I think I've got some thoughts on them. I'm loving the fact that there is a ton of booze deliveries and tasks already, and we are week 2.
I know. I think that's what makes like Big Brother Canada is kind of so interesting. Is like we don't really like limit their alcohol too much, but I mean it makes it for a fun time, and we definitely get our fair share of partying. So I don't know. It's been hilarious, and I actually do like it. So keep it
I think
up.
it's great that Big Brother is actually listening and giving us more tasks with the liquor and the booze and the,
Hmm. Yeah,
and the other thing is too, when they have liquor and booze, their inhibition is gone.
that's true. And like you never know what someone's gonna say or do, and it just makes it for a way more interesting show. I think so.
And then, of course, there's the other fact. Ramsey isn't a drinker, but it
Yeah.
looks like I've seen him have a drink in his hands during these things.
Well, do you think it's alcohol though? I don't know. Like he's so religious, so I'm guessing it's not. Maybe he's
I
just playing it off. He is like,
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he's pretending
yeah.
because
I don't.
I don't think he's actually told the house guests that he doesn't drink.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's definitely true. So, and I don't know if anyone's like pinpointed like with his religion he can't drink. I don't know if that's like a thing that's been brought up yet or anything. So
I don't believe that it has actually been brought up.
So if
So
he's like playing along, then cool, good for him. I
I
haven't
think
noticed it.
drunk house guests are probably a good advantage to him because he actually gets a gauge on actually what they're thinking.
That is true. He's kind of like the sober Sally. He's like standing in the background. He can kind of see where everyone, because like you said, people's inhibitions are down. So I think like secrets are kind of exposed, and he can kind of see that. So good for him.
Do you think Phil's crush on Nikki is going to benefit him or not?
I don't know. Like, I think I honestly, I think it maybe could because I think she's not really, well, she's not really seen as a, they wouldn't be seen as a power couple by no means. So I don't know. Like, sure, go ahead if you're into it, but I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think that would be a huge issue if they ended up getting together because I don't think. Like, I mean, she is another vote, and but I mean, like I said, I don't see them as a power couple or anything. So.
And I do not think that they're going to get together
Oh, I don't think
whatsoever.
so either. I don't. I think she'd be more like, oh, that's really cute, but no thanks.
You're not my type kind of thing. That's kind
Yeah,
of the
definitely.
vibe I'm getting.
And also, I feel like if they did end up doing anything, I think it would like end up really badly.
It probably
Right.
would end up
Yeah.
really badly. That brings me to what was. Let's talk about yesterday's episode. Nikki's discussion with Levita about why does nobody like her when she's such a lovely girl.
Yeah, and how yeah, I think that was interesting. I think they honestly because it didn't really get us anywhere, and I think it was just like for fun, and Nikki's just showing how truly Nikki like she is. So I think it was kind of more of a satire thing because Levita had, she was like, oh yeah, like just agreeing to agree. So
Agreeing to disagree,
yeah,
essentially.
yeah, definitely. I don't even think people really hate her. Like I just think she just gets
I
the
don't
idea.
think so either, and I think that that has something to do with it,
Yeah, definitely.
which leads to something I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but this Marsha the Moose finally returns.
Yeah.
The moose that we cannot kill. She got run over last season and she's resurrected from the grave. What is that?
Yeah. I don't know. I think she's just too entertaining and too much of a, I don't know, like a,
Do you feel like she's maybe Canada's version of Zingbot?
oh, definitely. I think we needed to stand out a little bit, and she's definitely a Canadian twist on it. So, and I don't know. I think Marsha the Moose is pretty entertaining. So, and I think Joel was like the perfect person to like pick on for that kind
So
of.
with I kind of disagree.
Oh,
I
really?
don't
Okay.
I really don't feel like Joel was the person to give the task to.
Really? I don't know. I thought he was kind of a funny one to do it too. Because
If you
I think
want
we
to
haven't seen a lot of Joel, and I think this was a way for us to be able to see a little bit of Joel, and I think he's kind of a silly guy. So
I personally rather have seen Tim get a task by Marsha.
I do like. I think eventually he will, and I think it would be funny. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like they wanted to. I don't know. Maybe because Tim's gotten a lot of like on-screen time, I think, and I think a part of it is bringing out everyone's personality, and I think Joel hasn't really been on the forefront yet, so this was a way for him to be able to.
I kind of feel like uh, that leads me to Joel and Cassandra
Yeah.
cheating as have-nots last week
Oh,
with
that's true.
the
Okay.
spoon. So this is what I want to talk about. Do you think Tim deliberately gave Cassandra that yogurt?
I think he probably did because I think he knows Cassandra would probably like, oh, no one's gonna see it, and I think also that wasn't like I think it could be either way because like in the back of his mind he's probably not even really thinking about being a have-not with A because like I don't know he wasn't he wasn't a have not, and I just think he's a silly guy. So I think he was like, here, try it. But I could totally see, like, again though, we always like he was brought in being like this kind of oblivious kind of guy, but he really is kind of, he's always thinking, and I think maybe that could have been a deliberate thing. So
For me, it feels very deliberate. You're looking
yeah.
at how he likes to stir the pot. He's
Oh,
always liked
definitely.
to stir the pot. So I definitely think that was deliberate. And I also think that maybe Joel getting fed the grape by Nick was also a little on the deliberate side.
Yeah, that looks a little sneaky. I don't know, like the whole grape feeding thing, like, and like Joel almost looked like caught off guard for a second when they showed the tape back. So I don't know, it was kind of shady.
It had definitely stirred the pot a little bit.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, HOH Levita, she has been very, very flip-floppy the whole time.
Yeah.
Not wanting to get blood on her hands.
Yeah. Oh
Not
Lord.
when you look at it, though, she's on to her second HOH. I feel like no matter what she would have did this week, nominations wise, it's going to put a target on her for the following week.
Oh, definitely. I definitely see her being as a big target going into next week. Because I really don't think anyone genuinely has her back. And I think all these deals and ways of not to get blood on her hands, it's just kind of gotten things messy. Because I find this season everyone's kind of telling on each other. Like, I don't really think there's a whole lot of secrets in the house. So I think she's kind of just
Tim's always up to something, and Tim's always pranking. I just want to pop back up
exactly.
to that. Apparently, put barbecue sauce in the shampoo yesterday.
I heard about that, and that is, like, aren't Tim and Nikki like doing it together? I know Tim's like probably the mastermind behind everything, but
Tim is a mastermind at
that
everything.
is kind of hilarious. He's definitely keeping the show pretty interesting. So
Yeah, what's it going to be like if they actually get wind of this and get rid of him?
I don't know. I feel like if people do get wind of it, I feel like they'll want to actually get him on their side because I think he would be definitely a good. He'd be a great person to have in an alliance, and I think if anyone ever like knew how smart he really was, I think they'd try to get on his team right away.
Yeah, definitely. Ramsey. I guess Ramsey and Tim did the barbecue thing yesterday.
Okay, Ramsey, we haven't seen a whole lot of him yet, but
Yeah, what do you
maybe
make of
he's
him?
like I think he's just a nice, quiet guy. That's what I've kind of got from everything. He hasn't got any like really diary room time, and I think he's just like a pretty just there kind of guy so far. Who knows? He might show his colors later, but
So with Levita's nominations, she shortlisted was Kelsey, Raul, Christine, and Cassandra. Why do you
mhm.
think she thought that Kelsey and Christine would be the safe bet to go?
Well, I don't think Kelsey has a lot of friends in the house, and I think she's a very polarizing kind of human, and I think just putting her up would have like been a safe bet because like I mean she is on Jared's alliance or whatever, and they did put Levita up, so and she already promised Jared she wouldn't put him up, so I think like that's why she would be a safe choice. Christine, I mean Christine doesn't really have any. She hasn't talked any game really with anyone, and she doesn't have a really solid relationship. And like we were talking about earlier, she's like really kind of passive and grumpy, and I feel like nobody would really care if she went up. So
That resting bitch face on Christine.
that RBF, yeah.
We always get the one house guest that has a resting bitch face.
It's so true. It's very, very true.
We had
I think it's
Netta.
kind of funny. Yeah, Netta did, but Netta was smart, and she had a lot of
Netta was good at
character.
throwing the shade, giving a lot of
She
shade.
was, and that's when it like comes in like as a like it's a funny and it like can benefit her. Whereas Christine just comes off as like I don't know, I don't want to be here. I don't like this. I hate everyone.
And I think that's going to play into what happens with the rest of the week going
Definitely,
forward.
yeah. I have a feeling she's gonna go. So
when I go over what to expect from tomorrow, you'll have a little bit more of an idea as to why.
Okay.
But so she nominates Christine and Cassandra. Do you think Cassandra making that comment about that dumb bitch won HOH is a good enough reason to put her on the block?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Cassandra hasn't really made any like kind of sides yet, so I think by her saying that, it does give Levita a reason, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good reason. I just think it was a way to like justify her reasoning.
And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was in the position that Levita is in right now, I would have taken that move and I would have nominated Kelsey because it would have been
same with me. I feel like it's another waste of a week, to be honest. With no
I feel like this
nominations.
week is a definite waste. And Levita, she was flip-flopping all weekend.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, who should I put up? I don't really know. And then she gets all angry in diary room saying like everyone just wants to benefit their own game. Of course they do. Like
Yes.
that's what the game's about. Like they're not gonna make the best decision for you. It's like, and then like Mitch was saying, like if I was in your position, I'd put up whoever wants to put me up. And like we all know Kelsey wants to take Levita out. So I mean, I don't know. It would
I
have.
think you got to be stupid if you're not thinking
Yeah.
that, hey, she's coming for me.
Yeah, instead of trying to please everyone, like the majority of the house, trying to make this like dumb. I think it's like because who cares if Christine goes and who cares if Cassandra goes? Nobody. Like nobody's losing anything or gaining anything at this point with either of them.
I really like, and that brings me to Cassandra having a crush on Tim. She's not really. I don't know. I think he's using her.
Yeah, he's definitely using her. Oh, definitely. I don't think he's.
I feel like she's become a kind of toy for him the last few weeks.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So
I think she's oblivious too. And like Tim, I believe, is a very, very smart person, and I think he can kind of see her. I don't know. He can manipulate her a bit, and I think he could use her in the end. But I mean, that's a reason to keep her around. I mean, nobody really cares if Christine goes or not. So.
I think that could be the very case that she may stay this week.
I can see that too.
See, over the feeds this weekend, Dallas and Maddie have been trying to push for the brothers to be nominated. They wanted to backdoor them.
Yeah.
Then there's Levita, Levita did not want to nominate the brothers.
Yeah.
And I think it could be an advantage to her because of the fact that we don't know what the season's going to hold. There's a chance that they could be split into and play separately at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that, and like they could, but I remember Arissa saying like they're gonna play to the end as one, and then they have to split like the prize money in the end. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a chance to vote on it or not. Who knows?
Maybe that'll happen in the end. I don't know how much Canada is actually going to be involved in this season, which is very exciting for me.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
Yeah, so the veto competition this week was Allegiant themed, which is like the third movie to the Divergent series.
Yeah.
And let's see. So during the competition, Christine fell from several feet in the air, it sounded like, on the feeds this weekend. And Sandra also got injured during it. So it sounds like it's going to be very mental and a physical comp.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if there's coming back from this for her. And I think that just gives more incentive for everyone to vote her out. So
this week, the thing about that is, too, Dallas won the veto.
Yeah.
And he respected Levita's nominations and didn't actually make the move to take someone off the block.
Oh, really?
Do you think that was beneficial to his game, or?
No, I don't think so, because I think he could have used the veto, and I think it just would have given more, like, Levita was saying she didn't want to get blood on her hands, so I think by using the veto it kind of like throws her under the bus about that, and she has to get more blood on her hands. So I feel
And
like he should have used it. So
I
and
think
also he's like already seen as being on the other side of the house, so I don't really think he would have
also too, I think it would have been a great advantage to Levita's game if she had him use the veto.
and she used it properly and put Kelsey or somebody up they could have backdoored.
Okay, so she said that she wasn't going to nominate Kelsey, but what if she went and said, you know what, this was Dallas's idea,
And yeah, and do you know
and
what
it
would
would
have
have
been?
been really beneficial to her game when it all
That's
was said
true,
and done.
actually. Yeah, that
Because
is.
hey, why not take that Apple opportunity to nominate someone that you may have said you aren't going to, but that being said,
Mhm.
Dallas using the veto left you no choice but to put her on the block.
That's true. Also, what could have been really funny is it kind of backfiring on Dallas and Maddie maybe going up, because I know
I would have loved to have seen that.
that would have been actually hilarious,
But I
because
feel
it's
like
like,
we're in a season right now where we're not going to see the veto get used for the first half of the game.
yeah, which like sucks, but it does make sense like game wise, but it would have been funny and it would have been kind of hilarious. So, but
So
I mean, it works.
Dallas won the veto. He doesn't use it. Then we have this burrowing showmance between Maddie and Nick. They're making out, but they're denying it. Is it good or bad for his game, considering is being guilty by association an actual thing in this season, or is it just in their
I think
heads?
I think that was just a head thing, and like we said earlier, I think a lot of them are playing very emotionally,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I like it could go either way at this point.
I know for a fact that Phil is not very impressed about the whole situation.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they both have to play together, or else if one of them ventures off, like who knows what could
If
happen.
one of them makes like themselves a target, the other one is going to.
Is it automatically a target? So, yeah, I would be pretty kind of pissed if that happened to me too. But I mean, he's going after Nikki apparently, so it's not like.
So will it be the lone cougar or Cassandra evicted on Thursday night?
I think it's gonna be the lone cougar. Like, and it does suck because usually the older person always goes out first. But there's never, I don't know if there's really been, like in the past couple of years, like I know Big Brother Canada's usually been younger, besides like Suzette or whatever. But like there hasn't been a strong, like charismatic, personable older person yet, and it's kind of sad to see. But
I also I really feel like Christine had potential at the start of the game.
yeah, because I feel like you saw her like intro, and she could be like, I feel like she could have fit in with the crowd, but I think she just chose not to, and I think
But she's given up.
yeah, and she's given up, and
She's
that's the
shown
last thing you do. So
you've seen her last week and she had so much potential winning that power veto. And then fast forward to this week, the second she's on the block, she doesn't seem to be fighting. She's just like, well,
no.
whatever.
And I think she could have made a lot of friends if she used the veto. To be honest, it would have forefronted her as a player actually, and I think it would have showed that she's not just there to like sit around. She's actually there to like.
She's not hashtag don't evict the maid.
Yeah, exactly. She's not the housekeeper,
But
so
now they seem to be waiting on her. Like they bring her food up to the pink room.
I think they just feel sorry for her, to be honest.
She is not giving me what I wanted from her from the beginning. I thought
Yeah, same. It would have
she
been really
had
cool to actually see like an older player like make their place in the game, and I think and like you said, she did have potential, and kind of faltered, and she gave up. So
use the cheetah power, use the leopard power.
yeah,
Show me that you're a cougar. Come on.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
frustrating to see what she's doing. As
Although Big Brother US last season, first girl to go out, what was her name again? She was the older girl, and she tried using the cougar power or whatever. It didn't really work for her.
who was that?
I forgot what
I,
her name was. The tall blonde girl. Like she looked like a 40-year-old Taylor Swift.
was that Big Brother US or was that
Yeah, it
Canada?
was Big Brother US.
Because Canada had Risha.
Oh, then that's who I'm talking about, Risha. Sorry. That's
Okay,
who I'm talking
okay. So with Risha, I don't feel like she was given the proper opportunity that there was because
Fair
she
enough.
was. We didn't get to see her on the live feeds,
That's true.
and
Yeah,
Canada got that power to vote that first person out, and they didn't show enough of Risha to get Canada behind her. They kind of gave
that's
it to
true. She was
Pilar.
like she got like first person out kind of. That's I don't know. She's just
She fell
yeah.
victim to the twist.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. I feel like maybe she could have gone far. Yeah, I don't know. Christine didn't use her kind of I don't know. She didn't do anything. I think she did it herself to be honest though.
So we're both saying that it's going to be the lone cougar leaving on Thursday.
Yep, I
The
have a
game is
feeling.
coming to an end.
Yeah, and with her apparently being injured, then I mean that just gives another reason for everyone to vote her out.
And it's once again, Levita's HOH. The person she wants to go home is not going to go home this week.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because like Olivia, I don't know, she didn't play it right. If she wanted Cassandra gone, then you put up somebody that's not going to go home along with her. Like I don't know, her gameplay, Levita's gameplay doesn't really make too much sense to me. So
I don't think it makes sense to Levita.
yeah,
Levita is playing her game
yeah,
by the
I,
seat of
I
her
I
pants.
agree with that. That is very
And I
true.
think, no,
I think
like
she's trying to please too many people. I think that's what her problem is.
it's
So
Big Brother. You can't please everybody. Someone's got to
exactly.
go.
Yeah,
I mean, she needs to come to the realization that she needs to play her game, not someone else's.
yeah. That's it, 100%. Or else she's going home because she's gonna be seen as this I don't know person
So
that's.
I don't know how much of the live feeds you've actually watched. However, there's this jackpot thing above the kitchen.
Hmm, okay, I
It,
didn't actually
it's
know.
okay. Well, it keeps going off, which I'm assuming is going to be twist related.
Probably, yeah.
Uh, Any idea what you think it could mean? Like,
I don't
it's pure
know.
speculation at this point.
What is it exactly? Like it's
Okay, so
a.
you know, over the kitchen, they have that big sign that says jackpot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's been flashing and it's been going off
Hmm,
occasionally.
I don't know. It has to be something, but maybe it's just like a. Maybe it'll be like played into a competition later on. It could be that. Like they kind of do that sometimes. Or I don't know. It could be a twist too.
Which brings me to the next thing. So, Big Brother confirmed today to me that next week's episode is going to be a special 90-minute edition.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's I heard something or one of the house guests said like they're like a couple weeks in already and they're at the same amount of people they were when they first got in without the international guests. So I'm guessing it's gonna be a double eviction or something of that sort.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this. I think a double eviction can be done in an hour.
Fair enough.
Last
Yeah.
last year we seen a double eviction, a triple eviction in an hour.
hmm
It was season 3.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting we're gonna see 4 house guests leave next week on the very special
Whoa.
90-minute episode. If this was to happen, how do you think it's gonna affect the game?
I think that would well it's really gonna show where everyone's kind of loyalty is to if that does happen. And I think it'll really weed out the people that don't handle like last minute uh decisions well. Like I feel like Levita would be gone. I feel like because like she's just always up in the air. She wouldn't be able to make those like decisions. And I really think it's gonna show who the stronger ones mentally are if that happens.
So who
And
do you think?
it's
So
Pardon?
let's speculate. Who do you think would end up going?
I
Who's gonna?
definitely think I know. Like I have no doubt in my mind, Levita would go, and I don't know. Like from maybe Cassandra, if she doesn't go home this week, just maybe like the house will finally make a move because I feel like those kind of evictions are times to make moves because people don't really have time to think. Like Kelsey, they could tear up that kind of alliance there. Um, I don't know. The ones I just don't see going are like I don't see Tim going because I think he'll be like, I don't know what's going on, and
Oh, what's that? Was a
yeah,
whirlwind.
yeah, I don't see Nikki going. I don't really see. I don't know. I don't see
Hold up, hold
Jared
up.
going.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I think I've got some breaking news.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Whoa, ho, ho. I need to get on Twitter right now. If this is true, this might actually change how the week goes.
Uh-oh.
Global TV watch. Levita's had it. This is from Big Brother's Twitter account.
Uh-oh.
Levita BB Cans had it. She's self-evicting.
No. No. Actually. Uh-oh. I'm kind of excited to see this.
I don't know if it's like real fact or fiction. Could be all of the above. Could be Big Brother trying to mess with me.
So wait, like that means they wouldn't evict anyone this week, right?
It
Because she's
could.
HOH. Oh yeah, fair enough. That's
I
interesting.
have no idea. Like, I don't know why Big Brother would tweet that,
Yeah, usually they don't. Hmm.
but it's coming from their Twitter account, so that could play huge into what we're about to get.
That's very, very true. Uh-oh.
It's not. What? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it was a part of the feeds earlier, I guess. I've been off the feed link trying to prep for tonight's show. So Big Brother's just teasing us, unfortunately.
Yeah,
That would have been great, though.
that would.
So let's see. I do think that that's going to happen next week, that it could be
That'd
a
be
4%
crazy.
eviction.
I feel like a lot of tears would be shed and a lot of words thrown around. So
I think a lot would, like, 4 people going home would be emotionally, like, we've seen what it did to the triple.
hmm
So it would really have quite an effect on the actual remaining house guests.
yeah.
And that'd be also a good segue into going into starting jury the following week.
Oh yeah, definitely. When does jury how many people are usually tend to be in jury then?
9, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
So
be interesting. So like wait, so that would mean would some people from the 4-person eviction go into jury and some wouldn't?
possibly.
Oh,
I think it
weird.
would I think it'd be depending on the order of things.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, that's interesting.
Because isn't it usually like 4 or 5 people in jury? But 90 minutes, something drastic has got to happen in 90 minutes.
Something's gonna go down.
Because
That's
the only time we ever get a 90-minute episode is finale.
that's so true, yeah. And like has it been done by any other formats? Like I don't even know.
No.
Oh, wow.
You usually get
Again,
like either a 90 or 22-hour season finale, but I don't think we've ever actually had an episode during the season.
interesting. BB Canada paving the way for new ideas, I
So
guess.
it's interesting to see. Okay, let's take a look. Who do you think is going to be final 3?
Like I said, I have a feeling like Tim and Nikki could make it to the end, and I don't know. I feel like Cassandra could pull like a Victoria from Big Brother US, make it to a final 3 kind of thing. I could see Joel making it because I feel like he's a personal kind of guy. I think Mitch could because like those floaters they tend to be like a final 3 kind of person. I could see maybe like if the house guests aren't smart enough to get out a couple. I could see Jared and Kelsey kind of making their way maybe through it. Yeah, that's where I kind of see it. But I have a feeling, I don't know. I know for sure though, like I'm gonna guess this. I would put money on it that either Tim or Nikki will make it to the end. One of them will at least. So
I definitely think we're going to see Tim at the end.
mm-hmm.
I think there's a chance you could see the brothers.
Yeah, I could
If
see that.
they play their cards right. Like for me, if I was going to the end, I'd want to work with the brothers and bring them with me to the end, because I know that the rest of the house isn't going to vote for them if they were sitting beside me. Final two.
Yeah, I could definitely, like, for how they're playing right now, I could see that too. But at the same time, like, maybe they just vote for them because, like, then that way they both get a split money or something. I don't know. But
Yeah, I definitely. So my final three, I'm guessing Cassandra, because she is a poor man's Victoria. She's also very.
she definitely is.
She is actually pretty smart if you sit and listen to her have a conversation sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She's not as ditzy as she seems.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Tim, Nick, Cassandra, and the brothers.
I think that's a really good possibility.
I mean, who are you going to vote for, Tim or the brothers at the end? It's going to be Tim taking the prize home. I think
I think it'll be kind of one of those things where the jury
I think the
reflects.
cast is stupid enough to take Tim.
That's it. That's exactly it. I think like the jury will like slowly file in and they'll be like, who was my demise? And then you realize, oh, Tim was the one behind this.
Tim was the mastermind behind everything.
Yeah, definitely.
And they'll be like, we just gave an Australia the prize.
Yeah, and I feel like some people will not be happy about that, but I mean, they did it to themselves, so I think he's that sneaky, so it'll be entertaining. That's for sure.
He's got a sneaky personality. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, something big could happen in between now and then to change that. But I definitely think our final two could very well be Tim, the brothers, and Nikki. Cassandra. Even Cassandra or Nikki. Depends.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a toss-up between those two.
It is for me. I don't know about... We'll have to come back and see who it is at the end.
Yep.
See if we were even close.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, hey? I have a good feeling about it, though. Unless somebody catches on to, like, Tim, I don't really...
Well, I think Mitch has caught on to Tim.
But I don't think Mitch is a very forward kind of like, oh, do you know what I feel like he'll just kind of like follow on Tim's coattails if he could.
Yeah, and I also feel like Mitch, he's pretty successful on his own, and I don't think he doesn't need this.
No,
Neither
not
does
at all.
Tim, but you know.
But I feel like Tim would want it if he could. It's just like I've won Australia already. I want to win Canada. Like, you know.
I want to be the first international player to win, and I want...
He wants a double title.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that wraps up this week.
Alrighty.
And we're going to come back. I'm going to try and have you come back and see how we play out later on in the season.
For sure. Sounds good.
Thank you for saving me tonight.
No worries.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. I don't know what happened to my camera. I'm going to try and figure it out before the next episode. And we will see you guys next week. 9 p.m. Eastern on the Fallout.